Hello simplifiers, Diana with Diana Simplifies here. How are you doing today? It's time for Tiny Tidy Tuesday. We're going to tidy this behind me. It actually doesn't look terrible. What I'm mostly going to be doing is doing a little cleaning. I have my multi-surface cleaner. It's totally awesome cleaner. I've got a Fly Lady cloth and I've got my glove. The other thing I have is my CAS with Clutterbug list, the 30-day decluttering challenge. I'm spreading this out through the whole year because I've already just done a huge declutter. So we are on number 3, bakeware and dishes. Bakeware and dishes. And for this episode, I think we're just gonna do bakeware because what I'm gonna do is wipe down all these shelves. So I'm gonna have to bring everything out, wipe these down. The dishes are on the next one, and I think it'll take too long to do both. So let's just focus today just on this one area of bakeware. I don't think I'm going to get rid of anything. I may move 1 or 2 things out of this area. I'm gonna tell you right now, the stuff that's up here, this is my husband's bird watching stuff. Like, he's got his binoculars and his bird books, so they just stay up there. Over here, I've got fog. That's my steamer. And I just keep it up there because I almost never use it. In fact, it's probably been over a year since I've used it, and I could get rid of it, but if I decide to eat catfish, I like to steam catfish. So if we eat catfish out, which is generally how we do it, I eat it fried, but I don't fry my own. I like to have it steamed if I'm eating it here. So that's about the only thing. Oh, the other thing is corn on the cob. So if I do corn on the cob, I do that in the steamer, and then the catfish. So really, yes, I have one thing that's the only 2 things I do in there. But that's okay because I have space for it. As you can see, I'm short. I can barely reach this. I have to get a stool to actually get up there and get that down. So it's fine with me that it's up there. That doesn't bother me at all. Opening that and seeing that doesn't bother me. That does not stress me out at all. So I know some people can't handle that much. It's too cluttery for them. That's fine. If that's you, then take the clutter out. For me, that's not bothering me at all. So, because I know, it's just sitting there. It's fine. There is a dish right here. It's round. I don't use it very often, so I may move it out to a different area just so it'll be easier to get to if I did need it. Because sometimes it is a lot, pulling things out. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to start pulling things out. Thanks for being here. Thank you to Sunday Dawn and for hosting. And let's get on into the actual declutter / cleaning. So I decided I was already overly warm with the jacket on and the hat. I was already getting hot. So we had the ice storm. My husband is out cutting up we had a large tree that uprooted. Thankfully it was not near our house, but he's out there with a chainsaw, and so we're gonna have some firewood, so that's gonna be nice. It fell all the way over. It uprooted, fell all the way over. It didn't hit anything, thankfully. But so earlier in the week, ice storm. Today, just letting you know, today it is 62. I've turned all the heat off in here because I was muy caliente. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Again, thanks for being here. I'm just gonna start pulling things out, and then I'm going to wipe down with the cleaner. This is super dusty on the bottom. It's pretty clear I'm not using this. So maybe once a year. So I had already pulled this round one out. I knew I don't use this one much. I'm going to put both of these away somewhere else. I don't want to get rid of everything. I do take food to my parents, and as things progress, I may have to take more and more to my parents. So I'm not wanting to get rid of everything. And one thing I do love is glass. I do not like plastic. I like glass with glass tops. So I have, you might have seen me put these actually have dust on them too, these plastic tops, because I almost never use them. But I have this Visionware set that a friend had given me, and because it had glass tops, I took it. So it's one of those things, I did not need it because it was glass. I took it, and then it also had these convenient covers. So I don't really use these very often. However, if I were needing to transport something like that to my parents, that would be super easy. Covered, not covered with glass, it would be easier. So that's why, one reason I have so much, because I really love like the Corningware that you see. I've had this since we got married. My mom gave us some, and then we got some for the wedding and all that kind of stuff. So all of that stuff stays because it's glass with glass tops. That's why I'm really in it. I'm not wanting to rebuy the stuff. I'm just keeping what I have. These are his bird books. He's got the National Audubon Society. Both of these are Audubon Society. So this one is Field Guide, so it doesn't just have birds. You can see the raccoon on there. It also tells you what snakes we have here. I know my friend Rebecca up in Alaska is just terrified of the fact that we live here and then there's snakes here, and I'm like, there's 2 venomous types here. I don't think I've ever seen a cottonmouth, even though we live right next to the river, and that's typically where they go, is the river. And we also have copperheads. I'm not sure I've seen a copperhead ever since I've moved here. So we've been here 29 years in March. So about the time you're seeing this, we'll have been here 29 years. So to the only snakes we've ever seen here were that I've ever personally seen non-venomous. So yeah, I'm not scared of snakes at all. I grew up in the woods. It was just normal. I actually had a dog that was bit by copperhead. The dog actually did live, thankfully, because I was very attached to my dog. But yeah, I mean, it's just a fact of life that you might have a dog bit by a copperhead around here. But you know, rangers never even run into a snake. We ran into one snake walking one time, but he didn't even see it. I saw it, and I wear these boots that go up to my knee, and that's why. That's one of the reasons, between the mud and the snakes, that's one of the reasons. But all these years, I've had him for about 10 years. I've seen a snake one time, I think. So yeah, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't venomous. Usually a black snake is just a very safe snake to be around. Okay, there's his stuff. Put it back away. Okay, so what I'm decluttering is, I found some catnip. I've got lots of catnip here. This went to a certain toy that the cats got that they didn't even care about, and it went in this little pouch. I am decluttering this because we've got lots of catnip and we don't need that. And then I mentioned I'm going to move these. I'm going to wash them first because they're dirty, but I'm going to move these two to a different storage area. All right, so I think that looks pretty good. It looks more organized now. I do have to unload the dishwasher, so there's actually more stuff that goes up here. There's going to be at least 1 or 2 things that go here, and 1 more thing that goes under here. So it'll be a little bit more crowded when I get finished, but it looks fine to me. It doesn't bother me. Thanks so much for being with me. I so appreciate you being here. I hope this is helping you with your decluttering / cleaning journey. Again, if you wanted to screenshot this, I'll just put it up here long enough for you to do that. I've already done number 1 and number 2, and now we're on number 3, bakeware and dishes. So next week we'll work on dishes. Thanks so much. See you next time. Bye-bye.